sorry, and then you can.
I got it for you. There
Okay,
you go.
perfect. Thank you.
All right, so let me go back to the screen. So this is the art of connection, building strong and lasting professional relationship with your clients as well as professional. This is your our host speaker, Ree Dong, and I'm so excited to have her with us today. Everybody can still see the screen.
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
We can see
So
your screen. You
yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole, your whole screen with the text.
Okay. Sorry about that. Just real quick bio intro. This is Ree Dong. She's very passionate, dynamic relationship coach at External Love. So we're so glad she could join us. She's on a mission to help individuals and couples uncover their true selves and create relationships that are not only lasting but deeply fulfilling. With a foundation in social work and a unique blend of skills as a speaker, author, and podcaster, she offers transformative programs that fast track her clients on the path to true love. Having triumphed over a 17-year toxic relationship, the devastating loss of her sister to depression, Ree's wisdom is built on resilience, deep compassion, and unwavering belief in the power of learning from others' experiences. She's here to guide you through the challenges of love, provide the tools, insights, and lead genuine, lasting connections without the painful trial and error. When she's not transforming love lives, Ree embraces life's joys with a full enthusiasm. Whether she's strolling along the beach, tending to her garden, or diving into her love for martial arts, soccer, tennis, pickleball, and badminton, Ree brings her infectious energy and zest for life to everything she does. With Ree, the journey to love is more than a process, it's an exhilarating adventure. So, again, today, that is her passion. But again, today, Ree will talk and give insight and expert tools on today's for successful professional and client connections. So without further ado, I'm going to make Miss Ree the, oops, sorry about that, guys, the co-host. And one second, technical difficulties. Sorry, guys. One second. All right, Ree. I'm going to make you co-host. If I can find it. I'm sorry. Doesn't I just seen it? Can anyone help me on
It's
that?
okay. So you could go and tap on my name under participant, Cassandra,
There
and
we go.
then with the three dots, you click right hand. Yeah, there
There
you
it
go.
goes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm actually going to reclaim. No, you're not going to reclaim. I'll be hosting. All right, guys, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm actually going to share my screen. Okay. Just want to make sure that everybody can see my screen. Can everybody see it? Can I get a thumbs up or a yes that you can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
We can see
Awesome.
it now.
Thank you so much. Excellent. I'm going to do present from the beginning. So it's like Cassandra said, it's such a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of description of myself because Cassandra did a good job at that. I don't know if you could hear everything, but on my side, it was breaking out a little bit. So maybe some of you didn't catch everything that Cassandra said, but feel free to ask questions. I'm a relationship coach. I started this business out of an inspiration to create a sisterhood with my sister who passed away from depression. But when she left, it actually shook a chord in my personal life. I actually had to look at my 17 years marriage. That was not healthy. Left that relationship and builded this business called Eternal Love because I'm fortunate today. I actually have a third chance at love. So I love love. So I want to be able to spread that. So what are we going to be doing here today? I already kind of wrote. So the art of connection, which is something I'm passionate about, relationship and building good professional and client relationship is what really nourishes, is what allow our business to continue. So I hope to be able to give you something of value. I kind of explained who I am briefly, why I created Eternal Love, and today's objective is really to give you tools and strategy that you can actually leave that's concrete We only have 1 hour the meeting, so I won't be able to dive in the depth of it, but I can give you something that are concrete that you can actually leave and start applying and seeing result in your relationship, and be more open-minded. Some of the concept you might have heard it before, but be flexible, be open to it, and apply it. I can promise you, you will definitely get result. So far, can everybody hear me okay? I'm gonna just also see if I can actually put in multiple screen. Just actually blew that bigger. It's okay. I'll put this.
Coming
Later
across
at the
clear.
end. I'm sorry?
You're coming across clear.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love this partnership thing and helping out. This is fantastic. That's exactly what we're doing. So I'm actually going to go around in circle after I kind of explain a little bit of me. I show a few pictures. It's going backward. And it's going to be not just me who's talking. I want this to really be interactive. So I want to get to know you guys as well. So just a few pictures slightly of me and my family. So I love me a good party as well, but I actually love being around people. So you see, I often make time for myself to have my girlfriend's night out. Once in a while, I go and hang out just with my girls, as much as I love hanging out with my man. We are today, January the 13th. I'm celebrating my 1 year anniversary with my boyfriend. So it's a great, great day to be here with all of you. When I'm not traveling, when I'm not going to the beach or doing gardening or special sports and stuff like that, I love to spend my time with family. So those are my proud dad and mom who we lived in the refugee camp for 9 years. So for all of their sacrifice, the fact that they brought me here to Canada, it is my job to succeed in my business so that they didn't have to make all of that sacrifice for nothing. So that's a little bit about me. So enough about me. I want to be able to go and talk about you guys. So the screen here, let me see. Sometimes it doesn't want to load. Okay, so if I could ask you guys to do a brief introduction of who you are and what you would like to get out of today's session, that would be really helpful for me to really tailor and target and get you result. Anybody would like to start?
I'll start.
Oh, great. Yeah.
My
Thanks,
name is
Alice.
my name is Allison Teixeira. I've been an event planner, wedding planner for the last over 20 years, 25 years maybe. I had a 2 bridal shops in Maplewood, New Jersey, and Springfield, New Jersey. I don't have the storefronts anymore, but I still do quite a bit of weddings. I'm more focused now on event design. I also work with an event space as their event director, so I'm constantly in the face with of clients who are looking for planning and design. So I've had the experience, of course, with working with brides and analyzing their personality in order to be able to sell them what it is that they need. What I'm looking to get out of this here is just some new insight into, building relationships. Maybe learn something that I haven't learned over the past 20 years.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Welcome.
that.
Welcome.
Thank you. I don't know if I actually pressed the record at all. Oh, yeah, you did. You pressed recorded. Thank you so much. You did, Cassandra, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Who's the next person who would like to share? How many people are we in total here? I can't see Cassandra, so you might have to list them.
Right now we're at 6.
Okay, so who would like to go next? Because I want to hear everybody's story quickly, if you're okay in coming on to the camera.
I just think that just simply put, I agree. I'm in agreement with Allison. I don't have as much tenure as her in the industry, but yeah, I'm, just looking forward to making really great connections, lasting connections within the industry so that we can better serve, our clientele within the industry. And, there's always something to learn from someone. So I'm excited to learn.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cassandra. We have also Elegant Evan Designer, but I don't think that is your name. Would you like to go?
No, my name is Sheila,
Yes.
and I've been in this industry now for 29 years. I've been an ABC member for 22 years. My primary objective for attending this session is to better understand the client. As I said, I've been around for a long time, and obviously the industry has evolved and changed dramatically. this Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z business. Strange bunch of people. That's all I will say. So I want to learn a little bit more about communicating with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Who else? I am going to ask Cassandra to name and pick people so that they can speak because I can't see them,
Oh,
but if they're okay.
we've got Danielle Warren with us as well today.
Danielle, okay, perfect. We got Cassie, who's also Cassie is one of my friend who's actually come and join and help
Yeah.
support me in the program as well.
And
Who's
also
next?
James Moore. it looks like.
James? Okay. James, can I pick on you to share briefly who you are and why you're here?
Yep.
You
So
get out
I'm
of the
James.
session.
I own a DJ service. 10 years since I went full time. I've been in the business for 13 years with my company and running on something like 16 years of as a DJ. Basically just here to learn as much as I can.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. You're at the right place. Thank you, James. I think we got a couple more. Cassie, hello. Thank you for being here. Cassandra, would you name the other two if they want to share, and then we'll have Cassie end it before we move on. Cassie, it's basically just an introduction of you and why you're here.
I think, let me see, I think that is it. I'm looking. So yeah, Allison, James, Danielle, Sheila, Cassie, and then I guess myself and you. I knew there-
Elise just came and joined us as well. So I'll do, you know what, Cassie, can you introduce yourself just
yes.
briefly, Cassie, and then what you look to get out of today's training. And then we have Elise, I'll have her speak, and then we'll move to the presentation.
I love that. So I am Cassie Webb. Thank you guys for having me. Ree is my relationship coach. So I am working on my relationship with self, and I've been working with Ree for about 3 months now. In my personal life, I am big about being involved in my community. So I'm a big empath, but I really lack boundaries. And so I really get taken advantage a lot by my friends and unfortunately in business too. I'm a marketing consultant by trade. And so I have a lot of clients who I build their businesses and then they end up, really taking advantage of me. I haven't been charging my worth for a very long time. And so I'm very grateful that Ree has been, right there every step of the way with me, week after week, empowering me to be my best self, have faith in what I have to offer. I just sent out my first ever proposal for $15,000 to a client for a 3-month program. And I'm just so grateful because not only has she become a friend of mine that I can call when I'm having a crisis, but she's also someone who's like a pillar of strength for me in my life. And she leads by example. And I think that that's something that, especially we as women, really need to have that strong person in our life who doesn't make us feel like smaller than because we're not where they're at, right? But like really picks up your hand and says, this is how we can do it together. So I love learning from her. She really helps me with all of my relationships with my clients and with friends. So I hope you guys can learn a lot from her. And I appreciate getting the time to introduce myself. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Cassie. Thank you for the kind word. I appreciate it. Elise, before we hop onto the presentation, I saw you came in. Only if you want to speak, would you like to share a little bit about who you are and what you like to obtain out of today's training?
Yep. Good afternoon. My name is Elise Newton. I'm out of the DC Maryland chapter under Shelby Tuck Horton. I've been doing event planning for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was actually in Shelby's very first class that she taught at the community college here in the Maryland area. And I look for nuggets in every educational experience that I've been in. Even though I've been in the business for a while, I can always pick up 1 or 2 additional nuggets to add to my business. So that's what I'm looking at doing. And I do apologize for coming in late.
That's okay. It's a pleasure having you here. And what a beautiful share. That's exactly it. I love the fact that you said it's been 30 years you're in it. There's always something new, a nugget of gold that you can actually learn. And I hope that today that's going to be one of those things. Some of the things I share, it's not going to be mind blowing, but it's really focusing on the fundamental, getting back to the basis that most people, business entrepreneur, forget when it comes to offering great quality service to clients as well as professional collaboration. So I wanted to start off by something funny because my brand, it's all about authenticity, having fun, and luxuries in what I do. So I would like to start off with a little clip from Seinfeld about bad client service, just to get us laughing, and then we can name out what's wrong with that. Let me know if you can hear the sound.
Name, please. Seinfeld, you made a reservation for a mid-size, and she's a small. Kidding around, of course.
See here?
66 years old.
Well, he's in perfect health. He works out. He's vibrant. You'd really like him.
Why do people always say that? I hate everybody. Why would I like him?
Could you go out with a 66-year-old woman?
Well, I'll tell you, she would have to be really vibrant. So vibrant, she'd be spinning.
I'm sorry, we have no midsize available at the moment.
I don't understand. I made a reservation. Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservation.
I know why we have reservations.
I don't think you do. If you did, I'd have a car. See, you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold it. And that's really the most important part of the reservation, the holding. Anybody can just take them.
Let me speak with my supervisor.
Here we go. The supervisor. You know what she's saying over there?
What?
Hey, Marge, see those two people over there? They think I'm talking to you. So you pretend like you're talking to me. Okay, now you start talking.
You mean like this, so it looks like I'm saying something, but I'm not really saying anything at all?
Now you say something else, and they won't yell at me because they thought I was checking with you.
Okay, I think. I'm sorry, my supervisor says there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it looked like you were in a real conversation over there.
But we do have a compact if you would like that.
Fine.
All right. We have a blue Ford Escort for you, Mr. Seinfeld. Would you like insurance?
Yeah, you better give me the insurance because I am going to beat the hell out of this.
Pull this out.
All right. So what do you think about the video with regards to client service? Anything that you picked out, like what was good, what was lacking? Just really quickly, a quick share.
I mean, she really wasn't trying to think about, the customer service. She wasn't trying to really go beyond, whatever, try to find like an alternative,
Mhm. Solutions. Perfect. Anyone else? What did you think about, did you actually find it funny, or was it just me? It's been a long time. I haven't seen Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was the best.
Thank you. So what I really like about this is when they mention anybody can take reservation. It's just like with our clients. We can all have different clients, but how do you retain and sustain the client, right? That is the biggest problem, is that we can get client, but we don't know how to keep them. We don't know how to engage them. And that's what I'm going to share with you in the coming up presentation, hoping that you will be able to create a beautiful experience for your clients to keep the loyalty and keep the relationship at a long-term focus. All right. So what I like to do is I actually like to have acronym so that to make it simple, because we only have 1 hour. So I want to make sure that I give you nuggets of it to really focus on, rather than giving you too much and you're scattered all over the place. The most important thing for me is that you have fun in this training and you learn something and we share. That's what's going to stay with you. So the acronym for this in building strong, lasting relationship professionally and with the client is what I call TLC. I put it because I love love. So TLC, pouring as much love as possible. So these are the 3 that I'm going to share, the main ones. So the first one is trust foundation. Everything business-wise with anyone, you have to have trust. If you do not not have trust, it is nearly impossible to create that transaction and that ability to be able to sell anything if the client do not feel like they can actually feel safe and you are reliable. I'll break down what that mean in terms of trust foundation with 3 different tips. And then number 2 is visualizing and focusing on long-term cultivation. If you focus on not just the short term, but looking long-term wise, maybe what you're doing now doesn't yield result, but in the long run, it's definitely going to bring you big impact. Always think long-term. And then number 3 is communication. We talk about it all the time, communication effectiveness, but how do you actually get that? So I'll share the tips to each one of them. So the first one is trust foundation. Why do you think trust is so important when it comes to having a client? Like what could possibly go wrong? What are some of the things that people do wrong? So a brief little share.
I can share a personal one for me. I know that early on in my client journey, I made the mistake of breaking some of my clients' trust by not following through with my word on like little things like, hey, I'll send you this proposal when we get off the call. And then, the next day I'm following up with it finally. Sometimes it's that little thing that'll be the difference between someone choosing you or choosing someone else. So it's really important to focus on how you can build trust consistently, even in those little things, because I can tell you it's probably cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a really good share. Thank you so much. Anyone else wants to say a little something for that?
Well, for me, it always works for me when I say what I'm going to do and then I do what I say. Always, like 100%. Just that's it.
Very good. Yeah, consistency and your word of mouth too. What you say, you do. It's very important. Let's dive into that. Thank you for the share, guys. Okay, so trust. So here are the 3 major components, which kind of touch base on what Cassie shared. And I forgot who was the second person that shared. Was it Elise that shared?
Allison.
It's Allison. Thank you, Allison. So if you focus on these 3, so people only do business with the people they trust and like. You will go and buy from the people, a car dealership, that's somebody who is reliable, who you trust, who you have confidence in. That are the type of people that you have. You are more likely inclined to do business with them. So equate trust with they need to trust you, they need to like you, they need to know who you are before they actually decide that they're going to put any money down. And in order to achieve that, the number 1 thing is definitely authenticity and transparency. They go hand in hand. And the reason why I say authenticity is that people can really spot fakeness. If you try to be like any other company, let's say there's a huge company, they're doing very well, and you're a small company that is starting out and you want to imitate like them, you're not going to be successful. What makes you stand out is your uniqueness. You need to know what is it about you that people really gravitate towards. So for me personally, it's authenticity. It's always about giving value and always being honest with my clients and keeping them up to date. If there's something I cannot deliver on, I am not going to promise something that I know I'm going to have to do like twist and turn and in the end fail at it. I'd rather be honest straight from the get-go and then find solution to it. They would really appreciate that because people hate fakeness. So authenticity is huge. Being yourself, being your authentic self and trying to stand out, like find an angle that belongs to you without trying to imitate everybody else's business is what really gonna put you like set you apart from the rest of the other business. Number 2 is credibility through action, which is what Cassie had shared and what Allison said too, is if you really focus on like building action. Words are just good for word. You can say all kinds of shit. And people will like when they're trying to sell something, they're always saying I could do this and kind of up level. But if you cannot deliver in terms of result, you are actually going to lose that client loyalty and it's going to damage your business and yourself in a much longer term. And when I say TLC for the acronym, it is the same fundamental tips that apply just as equally for professional as it is with clients. Towards later on in the middle, I will share with you slight difference of what we can do differently to really hone in on the professional side and then the client side. But this applied for both clients and professionally. Being authentic, being transparent. Credibility, it is major. Consistency through action. Every little thing that you say, people are paying attention. So be careful what you say that you're going to be able to deliver and live by it. If you can't do it, you're better off to just leave it aside, surprise them after, and then you over deliver. That is going to really yield result. Number 3 is reliability through communication. That means if the client is conveying messages to you, they need to reach you. You need to be able to reach back to the client as fast as you can. It doesn't mean that, like, let's say, for example, for your business, certain flower arrangement, you need about like 3 days to make sure that you research which community that can actually deliver the type of flower that she needs. So you give them an approximation. You don't want to say, I'm going to be able to deliver to you the next day, when you know it's going to take you a couple of days to actually get the information and then get them back the answer that they need. And if they're texting you, if they're responding to you by email, make sure as much as possible not to say, I'm going to answer that email a little bit later. We all fall into that trap. I know I seen my emails in the draft inbox and then I forget about it. And then a week later, I was like, oh my God, I should have written to that person. If you have your list that you build out during the day of what you need to do, you can actually be able to be more consistent and hone in on your effectiveness. So communication with the client fast and efficient is what it sends a signal is that I take you seriously. I value the business that I have for you. And for example, a collaboration like Cassandra and I do it very well when we are in communication. I needed to make sure that I understand the company had shifted in terms of presentation quickly. I asked Cassandra, could we hop on a call right away? She hopped on a call with me. And that is really good because it tells me I'm actually working with somebody that's credible, somebody who takes this seriously. It's the same message that it will convey to your client when you're able to be fast, efficient, and you check in with them in terms of your understanding. Do I understand you well? Is this what you are requiring of me? Instead of assuming past client done this before, I know what's best for them. No, you might have an idea what's best for them. You can share it with them when they ask you, but first you must validate with them. Does that make sense? All right, so number 2, the second strategy, because I'm going to ask you guys to actually apply the strategy that I'm teaching you, and you're going to put it in the context of your business so that at the end, I want you to leave with something concrete that you can start putting into practice on a daily basis and perfecting it. It will yield you the result that you're looking for. Number 2 is actually the long-term relationship cultivation rather than the short-term of what can I get paid now, is to think I am building a relationship. Relationship takes time. You can't just all of a sudden expect this from a client, expect them to do whatever request you might ask of them. You need to build that connection. They need to kind of feel comfortable, feel at ease, feel like they kind of know what you're all about before you bam them and like come up with some kind of a request. It takes time, so nurture that relationship and do it from a place of heart and genuineness. They will feel it. They'll feel it and they'll want to do business with you because nobody wants to be taken advantage of. As Cassie had clearly proven, we all want to thrive in our business. We all want to feel seen and appreciated and heard, when we definitely don't want to be taken advantage of. So how you do that is you want to be able to provide ongoing value to the client. So let's say, for example, the client has a particular need that come up, like it wasn't part of their wedding planning. It wasn't what they had thought they were initially going towards, but something pop out and you remember, you're like, oh my God, like I remember her mentioning about her mom and her dad having like a really tough like marital situation, and they really want their parent to actually be a part of their wedding to make it like a special amount. Or So listening to that, you might be able to say, you know, what can I do to actually make the need that is such an important need of my client feel value and seen? So you could incorporate in the wedding, there's so many different ways. I don't have to tell you guys as wedding planner what you need to do because you're extremely creative and very intelligent in what you do. But listening into those little subtle things that they tell you and then honoring in that and bringing that is the uniqueness that makes you stand out. So make sure clients' needs are always evolving, they're always changing. As long as you're focusing on how do I offer value to my client, how do I stay connected with them to keep offering something that they might benefit from. So keeping that loop, keeping that connection, building up that rapport will really help you. Number two, definitely the personalized touch. It is crucial more and more nowadays with AI coming into focus. There is so many things that people are saying that doesn't feel personalized anymore. You feel like you're just a number. And so the trick of personalizing everything, it makes a person feel special. Don't we all want to feel special? Let's say, for example, I go to some places, if I'm treating like everybody else like a number, will never come back to that same organization. I go to that place because I would say XYZ. I know John, and John gives me good services. He's fast and he's reliable. I can trust in what he's telling me because he's knowledgeable in what he does. So that personalized touch makes them feel like you got their back. And there's nothing more that a client or a professional would like to be loyal and want to do business with you, because when they are with you, they feel like they're in good hand. You got their best interests at heart. If they can feel that, I don't care what you say, it's the action, it's the non-verbal that you convey, it's all of the consistent things that you deliver is what's going to tell them, I am important to her and I want to continue doing business with this person. Number three is you want to strengthen your network. So professionally or with the clients is when you do follow up, when you're staying connected with the person, what they do is, I would never thought that when I was doing relationship, the thing to do like wedding planner, it never occurred to me. But because I was staying connected with one of my friend who was actually saying, Ree, you know, like you're working in this field in relationship. I have a great friend named Cassandra and she does wedding planning. She's an amazing person. You should connect. And we started connecting and here we are today. A couple weeks later, we're giving this presentation. So that's what I mean. When you strengthen your network, whether it's with your client, whether it's with a professional, because you genuinely care and you genuinely like to know what is it that they do and how you could be of service to them, you expand. You're not just staying in your lane anymore. You are spreading all across to make sure that every little area or industry domain that it's interconnected with you, you are now touching a piece of it. So it's very, very important, especially when you want to grow your clientele, to always kind of branch out, to always be curious and take interest and learn, which is exactly what you guys are doing right now. So that's why I'm so happy to see all of you here. All right, so we go now to the third one. The third one is about communication. Okay, so communication wise, it's so crucial. Like I have people who are like, oh my God, I speak with an accent, and which client is actually going to want to do business with me? My English is not so good. But the problem is that they don't really care about all of the things that you might see as a problematic for you. When you're actually winning the client with the client, when you are genuine and when you are real and you're authentic, the way you tailor your message across with that client, with that professional, they know that even if you might have like certain shortcoming here and there, but with you, you're going to experience a type of connection that is uniquely just you. So the client knows that whenever they're dealing with you, they're not going to get the same kind of treatment as what you've done with all past clients before. They're going to be able to know that With Ree, I can know that with her, she takes an interest in terms of getting really truly to know me, the fundamental and the essence of who I am and my business, and how I can leverage those strengths. And then some of the weakness I might have, she might help me to improve that and really tailor my message to make sure I get massive reach with other professionals and with clients. So it's not just doing this simple, basic, standard thing. You tailor your message so that it feels personalized and so that the person knows that you understand them and you are capable of advocating and delivering on your services with them. Number 2 is to be of service first. I think as professional in what you do as wedding planner, you love to be able to do what you can to make sure that the event is unforgettable, that it is as smooth as much as possible for you and for them. So it's important when you're dealing with clients and professional, the first thing that you think is, how can I be of service to them first? When you deliver on services to them, you are actually going to be remembered. And I'll give you an example of why that is. For example, I went to the Dominican Republic and there was this one representative, he was there, and he was trying to sell his service vacation package for me to go back every other years and all of that. Even though they were not successful in selling me the package, he delivered in terms of services. He focused on giving me value first instead of trying to sell me things that now today, every time I will go to the Dominican Republic or have people that are interested in doing vacation, I will have him as the first person to refer to. Because when we were there in the Dominican Republic, we actually had to leave earlier and had to stay in a different town, and we didn't have a place to go. We didn't have the hotel, and we wanted to make sure that the hotel was a reasonable amount and so that there was transportation. The gentleman came and picked us up by his own car, drove us to that city that we needed to go, found us a hotel that it was relatively cheap and decent and it's good. And he showed us around town as to where we can actually take transportation in order to go back to our airport, and it's not going to be too expensive. So he went above and beyond to make that experience really magnificent, because he was thinking, how can I be of service first to them? And now today, like every time we have client, who's the first person we think of? Him. So that's why I'm saying be of service first, and then it will always return back to you. Because the psychology of this is that when you render service to a person and you help them, you truly help them, they will always be grateful to you. Psychologically, they will be inclined to want to return a service back to you. It's just the human nature of it. So you give, tenfold will come back to you. Number C, you want to make sure that you handle feedback. We all know this. We have sometimes clients that are easier than others. Some other clients, it's a bit of a hassle, but always make sure to handle feedback graciously. So whatever feedback or criticism that they may offer, don't focus on what the problem is. Just focus on how can I take this as facts and transform it in a way that I'm going to be able to come up with a solution that is going to be a win-win situation for me and for them. You know, over time you learn, I'm sure you guys are good at that too. Over time you learn to just take feedback as just something that comes in. You have to kind of digest the info, come back with solution, and just focusing on that, not attaching any kind of emotion attached to that, because it would get you bogged down. But if you can focus on trying to find the positive behind that, and both of you guys can win, you will be very successful in your business for sure. All right, so the secret sauce to this is that when people come to see you, people come to see and do business with you for different reasons. It could be because your place is close to their place, because probably it's cheaper than other location. Maybe it's the luxurious experience. But what it all comes down to is the customer service. People come to do business with you because of good quality services. Just think about Apple. When people have to go and fix their phone, the reason why they love to go and buy devices from Apple is because the customer service of getting your phone fixed fast and instantly, the customer service with Apple is amazing. But what you need to do is that not only do you focus on the customer service and giving them a good quality service, the upgrade of that is bringing the customer to experiencing the whole area of it. So customer experience, it's that from the moment they step in, before you even have the contact or the email, you make the customer experience as something magnificent. Like for example, I was just thinking different, it's just makeup that's coming to mind right now, because I went to the store over the weekend. And so like say, for example, Sephora, they make the customer, as long as the client comes in, they make them feel like this, wow, all of the gamut that they have, the beauty supply that they sell to people, is that they make the whole experience fun and interesting. The person feels value, understood in terms of their need. It's not so much what you say and all of these things, it's how does the person leave at the end of the day. It's like they're leaving with like, wow, that was amazing. I entered this place. The person was extremely friendly, extremely knowledgeable in what they do. They're honest with me of what they can deliver and cannot deliver. When you go into it and then the experience stays with you, it goes above and beyond. That's when you create VIP clients and professional. When you're actually able to create the customer experience that it is so amazing, it leaves an imprint in the person's head and heart. They become your VIP clients and professional. You don't even have to do so much marketing for yourself because your VIP client is going to be selling all of your referral as much as they can for you. So you deliver good on your clients and a professional, they will be speaking about you. Just like Wendell, the gentleman that I met in Dominican Republic, he won't be needing any marketing or me like other people promoting, because as a customer, like I got such an amazing experience that I will be referring him nonstop for a lifetime, for years and years to come. That's the impact of being able to help your client and professional to experience like the customer experience to a whole different level. So far, does that make sense, guys? Yeah, awesome. Okay, good. So here is a little bit of a difference. So like I said, there's not much difference between the professional and the client, but here's a few little standpoint. There's always nuance and stuff like that we can always find. But for clients, if you can just remember this, it will really help you big time. So when it comes to a client, make sure you make them feel like they're a superstar, like there's some kind of a rock star when they come and meet you. I would definitely go back to the same place if I felt like, wow, for whatever reason, that person made me seen, made me feel like they were listening to me, they were attentive to my need and they feel me. For sure, I'm going to want to come back to them. So make sure every person that steps in your door, every person that sends you an email, make them feel like a superstar. Because when people, I know, like when I left a certain place, like I dealt with people, and I told my boyfriend, "Wow, that person really made me feel so special." I'm nobody special, but because the way they listened to me and they were so attuned and they were so helpful, it made me feel so special that I'm like, they're always in my heart. So when you're able to do that, and also be like, you don't have to be like a best friend to them, but think of it when you're dealing with a client and a professional as if you're their best friend. What do you do for your best friend? You are considerate of them when they make mistake. You don't make a big scene out of it. If they offer criticism, you don't take it badly. You actually assume a position of like, this is my best friend. How can I be of service to her or him? Because ultimately, in the long run, I know it will pay off. So my best friend will always be there for me. My best friend has my back. So it's the exact same thing that you apply when it comes to your client. Make sure you have their back. Make sure you're listening to them. Make sure you're following up with them. Make sure you're checking with them. Make sure you validate and make sure that you understand what they're saying. Is this what you're saying? If you learn to decode the DNA, like the essential of a client, of a partner, of a loved one, it will be so much easier for you to connect with them. When you connect with them, that's where the sales or the relationships of services can come into play. Number 3 is focusing on solution and never the problem. That comes back to the same thing. If the client comes to you, they're complaining about something, you don't know what happened in their day. And yeah, you don't have to like it every time when they come up, because some client could be really annoying, but you just take that into acknowledgement. Okay, this is not gonna be a easy one, but you know what? I got this. I've done this so many times. I'm not gonna focus on what the problem. You can choose to kind of scan out the noise, the background noise, and just focus on the problem. Here is what I can offer you. This is the dilemma we're focusing on right now. This is what are some of the obstacles. Here are our options. What would you like to do? Like, empower them by giving them solution and choices, and for them to choose in the end the one that feels most fitting for them, because then they feel like, oh my God, okay, I actually had choices. I made a decision, so it's not all on you guys. Okay, so number not 3, but for professional, the difference here. With regards to professional, if you're wanting to collaborate with a professional, focus on the mutual win-win collaboration instead of like, how can I benefit from this? Is that I know like Cassandra and I are doing this because we're passionate about what we do and want to be able to offer value to all of you that are here. So we're looking at, the way I see it is, if Cassandra is thriving in this, it's good for her. It's good for me too. I don't have, it's like helping all of you succeed. I know that if you benefited something from what I said today, you will think of me in some way or another. So win-win collaboration as much as possible. I'm not saying that it's always going to be possible, but in the majority of cases, when you work from this mind frame, like this mindset, there is a greater chance of having a win-win collaboration than not. Number 2, you want to be able to hear, to truly listen to them, and not just like being busy trying to focus on what you can sell to them or what kind of professional relationship you're going to be able, but really truly listen. When you take the time to truly listen and decipher what their real needs are, and you're able to respond to that, you make their pain or whatever their struggle goes away, and the natural instinct for them is to return back a favor. And how can I listen better to you? How can I be more of service? Who can I promote for you? You do that, it will be really effective. Number 3, have the abundance mindset. There are some people that I work with in the professions or constantly like, oh no, like we are a relationship coach. We can't match together because then they're not going to want to do service with me because we're both doing the same thing. Don't have that mindset. Have the abundance mindset. There is enough to go around for everybody. And if we're all helping each other, we all win. So it's a win-win. Sometimes you win, sometimes I win. Together, we raise each other's up. You have the abundance mindset, there's so many opportunities going to come your way for sure. And so you can thrive alone for sure. You could be good at what you do and you do it amazingly, but wouldn't it be better to be able to collaborate with others and strengthen and bring your best, what you're good at, what they're good at, and leverage that, the two of you guys, to benefit, or more than two? Working with others will always skyrocket your company to a much higher level. What you can do on your own, you're going to be moving, but you're going to be moving at a much lower pace than if you have a whole rally of other companies and people with like-minded who are ambitious and want to do the right thing and have integrity to build something that is going to be long-lasting in the long run. It's going to be way better for all of us. Give me a thumbs up so far. You okay? Awesome. Okay, so I want us to do a little group exercise. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes, and I want you to individually choose one strategy, which I'm going to go back to the first one strategy, trust, and then the effective communication and focusing on the long-term collaboration. One strategy of what you heard here, and then apply that in your company and tell me why you think that this is going to really help your company be able to be more successful with your client. Just one thing that you need to do, and then put it into application and just test it out. Okay. You might need to polish it. I just want you to leave with something and you said, okay, I learned something today. I'm going to put it into application now, because oftentimes we would say, oh, I learned so many amazing things. I go out and then you're like, I'm going to apply it down the road, and it goes in the garbage. You forget about it. So I want you to leave with something concrete today. So 3 minutes, I'm going to start that now, 3 minutes. And then when the time beeps, we're going to resume and we're going to share as a group. All right, 3 minute is starting.
All right, Reese, some people are needing to drop out early, so if we're ready, I have mine.
Okay.
I can go ahead and share early.
Yeah, go ahead.
for
Just
sake
one
of
second.
time.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think in regards to, I mean, communication, I think that that's like ongoing skill set that, you know, needs to be finessed. And I think just like with what Sheila said, mine's kind of a two-part. I think it's you know, because I'm a newer wedding planner in this locality.
Mhm.
So with the professionals, it's taken me a few years to really build trust and connection with them.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback on what Sheila was talking about some of the Gen Zers, a lot of brides think that, you know, don't value a wedding planner or think that they can do things on their own or so I think just it's a mixture for me that I'm going to utilize is just, you know, continuing to build on that trust foundation. Just like you said, just basically I do have all those things in mind, like the client and professional experience, and I try to be very authentic and follow through on what I say I'm going to do. But I definitely know, and just like Casey said too, the communication aspect and just making sure that you truly do follow through. Like, you know, things might be time sensitive, and if you don't follow through and give them that trust and follow through with what you promised, a client might move on to the next planner or next professional. So that's what I came up with.
Thank you, Cassandra. Anyone else wants to go? Elise, can I pick on you?
Sure you can. I was going to volunteer.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
Communication and authenticity is key. And I look at it from my very last wedding that I just did. Older, mature couple. We connected very well, but sometimes it felt like there might have been probably tension or a little bit there. But at the very end of their wedding, the groom, I'll share, was he's retired military. He was an officer. He has his own business. So sometimes I felt like I wasn't reaching him, or he was hard to read being military. Before I am retired from the federal government, I had my own business, but I also served as the lead coordinator for a military base here in the DC area. But at the end of everything, and I met with them 2 days afterwards because they had to pick up their items following their wedding. He said to me, Elisa, I absolutely love you. It may not have seemed like it during the planning stages, but he said, you were yourself. Your team was great. So just receiving that feedback was good for me. And tying back, and as you said, receiving feedback, again, in the communication side, it's hard sometimes, but it's good. The bride shared, she said, I know we got on your nerves. You sure got on our nerves. To hear that, and I had to laugh at it, but to me, it was a positive side because it was me giving them assignments and keeping them accountable to the things that they had come in sharing. This is what we want. We want things to be on time. We want details. And I saw that they were a very detailed couple type thing. So that in hearing you bring those things up is a constant reminder continuously in this business. Our customer service is key. Communication is very key. And I know I'm pulling all of it in, but being ourselves, being true to who we are and giving that to our customers is what's going to bring them back.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
what's making you stand out. Thank you so much, Elise. So eloquently put. Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
I wanted to also hear Allison's as well as Elise. Really quickly, I want to be able to say this because most people have to go. So I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. If you want like to further talk about the discussion a little bit more, or you want help with one thing in your business that you're struggling with, you want to tackle it, just text me. I'm going to put in my phone number here, but just text me the word love. Then I know to reach out to you to help you with your business on the one thing that you might be struggling with. And it's free for the 1 hour session, but I only offer to the people who are actually here that actually attend the training. So I left my phone number in the chat. So it's 514-573-6720. Text the word love, and then we'll connect and I'll help you more with that. Anybody else has any other thing that they want to share? Elise, Allison?
I can share. So
Yes,
one
please.
of my main things from the very onset is definitely providing value. I've had feedback from brides who have asked for references, and the one main thing that comes back is that I was very patient and just continually supporting and reaching out and just keeping the communication open. I may not give away the whole shop, but I will give you nuggets of information so that it feels like I know what I'm talking about. So definitely ongoing value. Give them more than they expect.
Yeah.
We have a proposal, design proposal, or whatever, but they always get way more than what I put them, because for me at the end of the day, it's not always about the money, but it's about the connection that you get and the referrals that you get afterwards. Plus the photos are just stunning. And so that goes along with either a client or a professional that I'm working with on that specific event. So I can call a photographer, I'm like, can you get me from absolutely this and that and the other. So yeah, ongoing values definitely is big for me, as well as the loyalty and trust that they place in me. I've heard this all the time. Oh, Alison, I trust you. You do whatever you feel is right. I trust you. So that is always very good to hear. So it goes both ways, yes, with either my clients or my event professionals that I work with. It's an absolute must for me with trust, loyalty, and value.
Thank you. You you guys are super smart. Like you did, I barely have to do much of this thing, but thank you for reiterating and bringing that back. I truly appreciate it. What is the one takeaway? And I know that we have one more person to share, but really quickly at the very end, I would like to hear one takeaway that you really got out of the training that was really a benefit to you. But before we do that, we have one more person as well. So Allison just shared. Elise, are you still there? Oh no, Elise, you shared already. I think that's pretty much.
Cassie.
Cassie, Cassie, do you have something you want to share?
Sure. So I appreciate you guys helping me with my client relationships. Actually left the Zoom on while I had to deal with a client problem, and Ree has reinforced that, you know, you have to put your client first. And so I just had a vendor issue actually that I think we can all relate to. And my vendor just got approved for 3 times upcharge of the service that we originally agreed to. So no,
No,
not
it's bad.
no,
Oh.
not good, not good for
Oh,
me.
the 3-time charge. Okay.
Yeah. So just making sure that I like took a breath, reinforced that I need to, you know, rebuild my trust with my client, because I know that if I was the client, I would feel like my trust got breached. So I appreciate that I was already on this call and hearing all those tips so I could take a breath, you know, turn my camera off for a little bit and deal with that. But I appreciate you as always, Ree, and I hope that all of you got something great out of today, because I did, and I work with Ree all the time. So
Thank
you,
you
girl.
so much, Cassie. Thank you. Good luck on that one, but I'm sure I have confidence in you. You're pretty good at what you do. So any takeaway that you got from today that really kind of stood out for you? You're like, oh, I heard that before, but I never quite heard it in this angle, and that's a really good one for me that you want to share.
I like the last points that you made, focus on mutual win collaboration. Definitely that's big for me. Here to truly listen, abundance mindset, that's all resonates very big with me.
Perfect. So I will getting your text love then, Allison.
I heard you say in it towards the end, decode the DNA.
Yes.
It never heard that, and I thought that's something that stuck. I was like, wow, I would love to, I guess maybe get more on that decode the DNA.
Absolutely. So let's connect, Elise. I'll dive more into that for sure.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm going to put into the chat as well my Calendly link if you guys want to connect, check the one-on-one connection, networking, and then from there we can talk about, like, I'll dive more deep into that. But there's so much out of what we shared today that I can share into more depth. Unfortunately, we only had 1 hour. It's the best that I can do, but I'm hoping that you did get something of value, guys. Did you get something of value today?
Yes.
Absolutely. Did
Awesome.
anybody have any other questions or anything for Ree? Am I muted?
No,
Nope.
you're good.
Oh, okay.
No,
I wasn't sure.
I'm good.
Ree, I did have a question, and I guess it's just for the group too. Again, because we're just learning. So maybe just like for a client onboarding,
Yeah.
just beginning their relationship with us. So like with, you know, a lot of us wedding planners within the organization, we do a lot of travel and stuff as well. Is it appropriate in terms of communication to say, you know, I'm out of the office, you know, for X amount of time, like if we're on, you know, we do an annual conference in November, so those days we're not available. I mean, I'm sure, you know, most of us are still anyway checking our emails and voicemails and things, but I don't know communication wise if, you know, if that's too much communication, and then that would maybe make a client steer away thinking you're not available, or, you know, I guess that was something that came to mind when we were thinking about communication. And
Yeah. No, that's a really good question, Cassandra. And it really is like particular to each clients that you have. That's why I was saying to Elise about, you know, the not just Elise, but the DNA of the person. So for example, I think it's important for you, first off, to focus on your own boundary. You got to know what your boundaries are, what you're willing to take. If you're going to take on a client that just infringes on your days when you're supposed to be having your annual conference and you feel like you have to be all over the place just to make it happen, that is not the right energy to be vibing at or to be working with a client. Clients actually appreciate and value the people who understand their own worth. So if there is a certain day, like say, for example, I work with my clients and there are certain exception I can make, but I'm very clear. There are certain days during the week that I do not work. And on the weekend by a certain cutoff, that is my time off to be with my family. So they're going to have to wait. I understand wedding planner can be a little bit tricky, but you can still set that boundary and say like if it's really an emergency wise, we will come. There will be somebody will come to be of assistance to you, but know that on this particular date, this is what's happening. You're communicating that ahead of time. You're not saying that it's completely closed, but you're honoring your boundary first. And that's how it should work, because otherwise you're going to have clients all over your boundary stepping it. You're not going to enjoy your job as much, and you're not going to be as effective either.
Yeah, that puts it back into perspective. Those boundaries are very important, like you said.
And they respect it. They learn to actually respect that.
Once
least-
once I get a deposit, you have access to me 24/7. However, that does not, most, I would say 99% of my clients will not just assume that they can call me at 12. I did have one call me because as a night person, my clients get to know me. They think I'm a vampire client, wedding planner. But so one time I remember I was actually when I had my bridal shop, I was at the shop doing some paperwork or whatever, and someone called me to leave a message, and I answered the phone because I recognized the name. And they were kind of shocked. They thought they had called someone else's home. Or I said, no, it's just me. You're good. But they have access to me. Like I said, 99% of the time they do not call after a certain time. And then if I'm dealing with and I'm going to be away, I just give them a heads up. My communication may be limited because I'm at wherever I am. And I will respond to you when I can. I don't have a message that says I'm out and whatever. They can always leave a message knowing that I am always busy, and I'll get back to them when I can.
Nice. Very good. That's good. And because it's important, is what you convey out and how you treat them. They
Right.
know with certain people, you don't even have to, and you're nonverbal too. You don't even have to communicate. Your nonverbal can say it all. There are certain clients
Exactly.
that knows with
Yeah.
me, like I better just respect those hours that I have with Ree because she is quite busy with other people. It's how you deliver that message.
Right.
Before everybody have a chance to go, would it be okay with you? And then at least I'll let you speak. I'm just going to share a little short video of a testimonial of clients that I work with, and then we'll put an end to it. So is everybody another 5 minute good with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm gonna
Elise, go ahead.
I'm gonna drop off. I got another engagement.
Oh, you got another call. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Thank you so much, Elise. I appreciate it.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank you, Elise.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Have
Bye.
a great day.
Everybody be safe.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm going to
Thanks.
share screen, and then I'm going to show just a little testimonial, and then anything that you want to share, please feel free to do so.
Hi, this is for anyone who's struggling with anxiety or depression, or anyone who's having struggle with life in general. I've been seeing Ree for about a year and a half now, and she's really made me overcome a lot of trials and tribulations that I've been going through. I wholeheartedly give my life back to her because she's literally given me a new beginning, a new outlook on what to look for and how to become myself again, how to be the old Erin, how to be the old me. I cannot recommend her enough. She is not only a kind and wonderful human being. She's also become a friend of mine.
Hey, how are you? You know, we all know that coaches need coaches, right? And I'm a coach. But I needed Ree. I needed Ree to talk to her about something that was on my mind and something that I needed help with. It was a relationship, but not the type you're thinking of. It was familial. It was about someone in the family and me. And after talking to Ree, I was fine. And I've been fine. And I think the conversation was many weeks ago. So what I'm saying is, I'm Madeline Fiella. I'm a coach, a speaker, and an author. And Ree helped me with a familial relationship issue. I only recommend the people that I think are great. She's great. I'd say give her a call, look her up, work with her, and you can do it with confidence. Ree, thanks so much.
And so I wasn't ready. And I think I told you that. I was kind of like, yeah, and you're like, yeah, you're not ready yet, but we'll get there. And so I took the course, and as I'm taking the class, I started growing little by little, topic by topic. You know, it completely changes your life, your level of self-confidence, your level of self-worth. I was in a relationship where my self-worth was constantly being beaten down. It's funny because on some level, no matter how many of these stories we see, it's just not us until it's us. I think ultimately I already won in a sense because I'm happy.
Okay. All right, everybody. So, any last word, anything that you want to say, Allison, Cassie, that comes to an end. Cassandra, if you have anything you want to add, please feel free to add in. Oh, you're muted.
I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to come and speak with all of us. You did give us some great nuggets and just put a couple of things back into perspective. And, you know, we're really excited to, 2025 is a new year. And you said, a couple things that just kind of stood out. I mean, one of the things is, we're trying to make impact, and thrive together and support each other. And so I just thank you and excited to keep this connection and see what we could do going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Cassandra. Thank you. Anybody wants to say something? Cassie?
I truly enjoyed your presentation, and it just reinforces what I have also been doing for all these years. The TLC definitely is how I live, breathe, and do my business.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for being an advocate for that. I appreciate it. Cassie, we'll leave you with the last word. You're so good with words. So.
I love that. Thank you. I'm just grateful and, really appreciative for everyone who wants to try and do something to transform their business this year. Investing in yourself is huge, and Ree is going to be your biggest supporter while you do it. So if you guys are, on the fence about reaching out or haven't ever worked with a coach like her before, I was that same way. And I can tell you that after literally 5 minutes into our session, I took down all those hesitations, and I'm so glad that I did. So I hope that, this can inspire you guys to do the same. Give it a chance. Bet on yourself this year. And I promise you, having Ree in your corner, you will be so much more successful than you thought you could be.
Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that. It always makes me blush when your clients give these things trying to, but she's damn right. That's for sure. Thank you so much, Cassie. I appreciate that. And thank you, Allison. You keep doing all of the amazing work that you're doing. And I'm so glad to hear that some of the concept actually kind of reinforce that you're doing all of the right thing. Just keep at it, being consistent, and choose one thing that is your major strength and hone in on that and spread the influence more and more, because people tend to focus on so many things at once. They're scattered, but pick one thing that you're truly good at and that you know you can be creative at it and expand it.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. On that note, so thank you, everyone. I'm going to wish you all an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Kathy.
you.
Take care.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Kathy. Thanks,
Bye.
Cassandra. Bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Is the recording stopped?
It's still recording. Let me stop it. Here you go.